Hello, everyone, and welcome to the BuzzCast. This is March 24th, and I'm one of your hosts, loldbz, and we have Ghoulston in the house as well. Hello, Ghoulston. How are you doing this week? That's good. That sounds awesome. So, Buzz and Ghoulston, do you want to tell us what we're talking about this week?
I'm here. Just messing around with my new gadget. I'll talk about that later. But today we're going to be discussing what we've been up to, Pokken, the coming holidays of Easter, maybe a flashback to our recent event, Spring into Spring, some things going on in the industries from the Game Developers Conference, including some rumors abound about Nintendo's upcoming projects, as well as a few other things going on that are relevant to everyone in our community. But going back to my little friend here, I made a purchase recently. I've made a few purchases recently, but this is the one I'm happiest with. I bought a musical instrument straight from Japan.
How much does a beeping wonder like that cost?
Is this little guy is $25 on Amazon. It is called the Otomatone. It's shaped like a music note, and it's got a little cute face that you squeeze to open up, and a sort of like ribbon that you kind of squeeze to make sound come out of from top to bottom. So this is the standard one that I have, but they make these things bigger. Like, there's one that has like a line-in jack for like recording, and they've even
amps.
Yeah, and they've also made one that's the size of a guitar, like literally huge little.
So they just invented some kind of like half-serious instrument and then made it real.
Yeah, like you have like to use these giant clamps in order to squeeze its mouth open because its tube's so big you can't just do it manually.
You need levers.
Yeah, you need a clamp.
Wow.
But the only reason why I even have this thing is because I was doing my job as a substitute teacher, and one of these jokester kids came in with one of these things, and I'm like, "What the hell is that? And why are you not doing your work?"
So you're like, I'm gonna have to confiscate this until the end of the year. And,
yes, I took that.
And so it goes.
And I became a very rich person. No, it's just like I like became fascinated with this weird thing. I don't know why. And I Googled it, and the first thing I saw was like somebody doing a cover of a song, and I was like, this sounds awful and amazing. I want one. So I went out and got one, and I found out that it's been out around for a while. I think since like 2009. I think our very own Ego Nomadic has one as well. Just never talked about it. I could be wrong.
Yeah, some people just don't want to talk about their Otomatone.
Yeah, Otomatone. But no, I think it's really neat. So if you follow my YouTube channel or Twitter or whatever, I'm probably going to be being really obnoxious with this thing for a while, and then I'll forget about it entirely in a week.
Sounds good.
Also, in random purchases, aside from really bad video games that I've bought just because it's funny to have them, I bought something called Mountain Dew Black Label. I don't know if you've heard of this new Mountain Dew that they've created.
Didn't they make black? Actually, no, I got a bottle of black, and I might still have it or gave it to Fox. But I bought it just for the novelty. I didn't intend to drink it, unfortunately, because from the gas station I bought it from, it was already expired at that point.
Oh, God.
So, yeah, that's why I found it, though. Otherwise, I wouldn't have found it. So it's, give or take. It's either in my possession, still sealed, or I gave it to him. I can't remember. I didn't drink it. No one drank it. I hope.
I think this is a new product that I have because it's in a can, and it's got like a certain material on the can. It's kind of like sleek, just like a matte finish. I don't know how you pronounce that. M-A-T-T-E. Matte.
Mm-hmm. Matte.
Yeah, and the top of the can, it only comes in a can. It says "Deeper, Darker Dew," and it says Mountain Dew Black Label, made from dark berry. And I'm like,
what's a dark berry? From the chaos realm.
Well, I had one last night, and I was like, this is actually pretty dang good. It made me think of like a darker Code Red. I don't know what the hell that's supposed to mean, but that's how I describe it.
Oh, okay. And like cherry Coke, really?
Not really like a Coke. It's still a Mountain Dew type drink, but it's just dark berry. So I like it, and I got more. So I hope to have more of these tonight.
Really?
Yeah,
I
why
should
not?
probably look into this. I mean, yeah, why not? Other than the
tap into your dark power.
Yeah, that sounds cool. Kind of. I mean, I always get behind the Mountain Dew like bandwagon thing. Every time they have a new flavor, I'm like, I gotta try that at least once.
Like the fan vote, like whiteout.
Yeah, like every time there's a new flavor that's like people are talking about, I need to drink it, even though I really shouldn't be drinking those things.
No.
As you get older, metabolism and stuff.
Well, even though they had like the Call of Duty themed ones, I really liked the red Call of Duty Gamer Fuel, as they call it.
Is Gamer Fuel like always the same flavor? Or is it like slightly different every time?
They tweak it a little bit, because I remember when they had World of Warcraft ones, it was like red mana potion or blue mana potion, and these ones were like.
I think I tried that one actually. It was actually pretty good.
Yeah, I mean the
orange one.
Recent Call of Duty ones were orange and green, so it was a little different. I swear it could be the same. Maybe they just use food coloring to fool you, but I swear they're different.
Well, they're in a can. Usually I don't even appreciate the color. I do like that they at least try doing something different where, like, Coke and Pepsi, they have like one new flavor every like decade or something.
Yeah.
And it's usually shitty. Vanilla Coke was okay. I distinctly remember, I'll never forget this, when I was in like some like gifted and talented program bullshit at school, and they would have this little thing for like stock management. I guess they expect their most gifted and talented students to go on to be stockbrokers or somehow managing their stocks because of their excessive income that they'd be having in, when they complete their schooling or something. But anyway, I was like, you know what? Coca-Cola is famous. They're making a new flavor of vanilla Coke. I'm going to invest in it. And I think I lost all my money. It didn't do that well. You don't see it very often.
I think it's coming back, but I mean, just... the idea of vanilla and then Coke together, it doesn't sound very good. But
why not?
I like it.
I think it makes sense, but I think people are just too set in their ways of Coke. Like, if it's not just like a Coke.
Yeah, have you ever had chocolate Coke?
That exists?
I'm pretty sure it does.
That's too far.
Unless I was a bit crazy one time.
No, vanilla goes with anything that's sweet and not citrusy. Basically, that's pretty much the only criteria. But chocolate is fairly specific.
I might be wrong. I think I made that up. I feel like there was a chocolate Coke.
Now don't. I mean, you can make any flavor at one of those Coca-Cola remix machines. Of course, you can make.
Oh yeah,
any kind of Coke flavor.
I like those.
And I don't think chocolate's an option though. You can do like lime Coke, and I mean I think that's actually a thing, isn't it? Orange Coke, any disgusting flavor you can make can be made there.
I personally like to do with those remix machines. I like to do cherry vanilla Coke.
I like cherry vanilla Dr. Pepper.
Ooh, I
actually had that today. In fact, I should stop eating entirely. It's just like it's become like a weekly ritual at the end of my work day. It's probably bad.
Oh yeah.
I should probably stop that. I should probably just drink water and eat celery, like a regular human being.
The celery, I'll say no, but the water, yes, probably.
Water's good. I'm drinking water now. It's not even dark berry flavored.
A deeper, darker water.
That exists too. That black stuff. Bulk period.
I think that's sewage you're drinking.
It looks like it, yeah. So what have you been playing this week?
Well, I recently finished both streams I was scheduling. Read Only Memories, which is a game that's sort of like a Phoenix Wright or Snatcher type of game, where you're set in the future city of San Francisco. So it's kind of like a mystery where you have to figure out who's the killer, and you kind of talk to people and just go around the streets solving the mystery. I finished that.
Oh, so like Detective Pikachu.
Yeah. Basically, minus the Pikachu and plus a little robot where you get to set your own pronouns. And that was fun because it's a futuristic game. It's all inclusive. You don't have to be a he or her. You can be a milk or a peb.
Really?
And that's how I decided to be addressed by my pronouns were milk, peb, bep, and sneb.
Peb.
So my little robot friend would be like, don't talk about milk that way. Peb tries to do really good.
That's too well. I mean, that's not. I mean, I guess
2016.
I'll try to be
16. This is where we
tolerant.
are. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that whole
Tolerance
game was
is
about
nice.
tolerance because there was a lot of like, it was outlandish but feasible. Like you could relate to it, and the fact that it was like, oh, people are getting genetic enhancements. These aren't people. We should, run them out of the country. This isn't allowed. Robots being like humans, that's not allowed. That's not okay. So it's kind of just like a story of intolerance, but without upsetting anybody by making it about race or religion or anything like that, So I think it was a pretty good story.
Social commentary thing.
And the other story-based game I was playing was Fahrenheit, also known as Indigo Prophecy. That game made no goddamn sense.
That's good. I like those kind of games.
I turned into Superman and I fought a Mayan oracle, and the world was freezing over for some reason.
It sounds like a Suda51 game. Is it?
No, it was a David Cage game. So that game led to the creation of Heavy Rain and Beyond Two Souls. So,
Let's see.
I mean, those games are typically pretty weird, but this one was specifically very strange. But I do recommend it. I mean, I recommend all those games. I don't know why I find them fun, but I do. Not as good as Heavy Rain, but pretty fun. And I think it's only like $10 on Steam. If anyone wants to enjoy a story with Simon Says mini games to influence the action. Who doesn't like a good game as Simon Says?
Oh, yeah. I think I saw you playing that game a little bit. You're like trying to like take a piss while this guy was trying to knock down your door, right? So,
Yes.
you can do anything in that game.
Why not?
Oh, yeah. That guy I saw that scene where you close this cabinet with a mirror and this guy like appeared behind you.
It's a bit of a weird game.
That's pretty fun stuff. I like games that mess with you. That gives me like an Eternal Darkness vibe. That thing.
Yeah, I could definitely see that.
That's a very fun game too.
Not as crazy as Eternal Darkness, but you can definitely see some of that in there. Well, let me turn it back to you. What have you been playing?
Let me think. Exactly one game, and that's Pokken. That's it. That's all I've been playing. Pokken, Pocket Monster, Ken. I don't know. However you want to pronounce it.
Pokken, I think, is the official way.
Because that's all I've been playing.
Pokemon
Tekken.
and
Tekken. Yeah. How did Bill pronounce it? Pokken? Like he had like a really, is that
Pokken? Like he kind of like
he had a pause, right? Really deliberate.
Enunciated each syllable deliberately. That game's actually called Pokemon Tekken in Germany because Pokken translates to like smallpox or something like that in German.
And then it brings smallpox to Germany.
Yeah, so they had to make a little bit of an adjustment there.
That's funny. But yeah, no, I've been enjoying it, but I still don't understand it quite yet, and I don't have a good grasp of it, and I can't determine how competitively viable it is quite yet. I've been playing Mewtwo exclusively.
I think it's funny that you say that you don't really have a grasp on it yet, because you and I approached it in completely different ways. Because when I first saw you stream it, you went straight to the tutorial and then started messing around in the training mode for a while, and then you did the story mode. When I started playing it, I didn't even open it yet, and someone challenged me. He was like, "Hey, you want to play?" And I was like, "All right, why not?" And I lost to CNRM like 0-4, and I was like, "Okay, this is fun, I guess." I don't know what's going on, and I keep losing, but it was okay. And then I was like, well, screw it. Let's just keep going online. So I started doing ranked immediately, and I have like a 30%.
It's a confusing game. Like when I was watching it, I was like frustrated. Like I couldn't appreciate what was happening. Everything looked impactful. Every single attack looked like really impactful, and it was really frustrating to try to figure out what was going on.
If you like mashing buttons, that's a good game.
Yeah, basically, everything has super large frame leniency. The only things that are really difficult to execute are like airborne combos and trying not to drop someone, or do something before they hit the ground. But everything else has a ton of frame leniency, so it is good for mashing.
It doesn't have Poke combos, which are literally just Y.
Yeah, target combos, they call Poke combos. And then there's I can't remember what they call combo combos, but I mean, there's really no way to mess them up. But basically the game is really weird in that it's got a traditional 2D fighting game within it, but it starts out in a 3D fighting environment where you can move in 3-dimensional space and avoid or throw out your own projectiles or approach, and upon certain attacks or certain damage thresholds, you are then thrown into the next phase, which is dual phase, and that's the 2-dimensional plane fighting, which looks a lot more like Tekken or Street Fighter. And in fact, it has, of course, in both phases, there's a dome around you, and it's more of a wall in the 2-dimensional one, and that kind of represents a corner in both phases. And it shares a lot of overlap with other fighting games in that sense.
It shares a lot of similarities to a lot of different fighting games. It's just an interesting product because it seems like it takes a little bit of everything from somewhere else. You could argue that it takes the supports from the original Marvel vs. Capcom, where you just have a guy come in for a brief moment to assist you.
There's a lot of key differences, though, like with everything like that.
Right.
They have a lot of things that look like things, but when you dissect it, it's actually really different. The supports it's really hard to combo with most of them, or impossible. They're not intended for that purpose, or and they come out really late, and they can't do it like mid move like you can, and you can't cancel into them at all. There's no canceling into a support. And that makes a big difference. But what else? Oh yeah, they had the three part attack triangle or something like that.
The attack triangle.
So you have counterattacks, which everyone has, and that's more akin to a focus attack because you can actually dash cancel out of them as well.
Same input actually too. The top and right button.
Yep. So that's kind of a throwback to that too as well. And then they have grabs, of course, and grabs are kind of ridiculous in the game. They have really long reach, but they come out pretty slow. So that's the difference. And then they have the last one, which is just regular attacks. And attacks beat grabs beat counterattacks, and counterattacks beat regular. All right, yeah, counterattacks beat regular attacks. And every time you trump them in this way, you get a critical hit, which does more damage, of course. And actually, each one is thematically colored to represent the original water, grass, and red or fire aspect from the first game. And of course, all the games.
I don't know why I never put it.
I just realized this the other day, so I don't know if I'm stupid or genius. But anyway, I whenever you do a grab, it's green, which trumps the blue counterattack, and a counterattack beats the red themed regular attacks. They're not normally red when you're attacking, but whenever you hit,
right.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool.
I kept wondering, why do they keep putting this green, red, blue stripe on the logo, and when you have a mirror match, they give that stripe on second player, and I was like, why? What's the significance of this stripe?
Yeah, it's the core of the game.
Duh.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. But it's really it kind of turns the game, in my opinion, to kind of a guessing game because you just have to hope that you're throwing out the move that's going to beat whatever they're throwing out.
Well, I mean, from my experience, most people are just going to attack anyway, so you're probably safe.
Yeah, regular attacks. Counter. Yeah, but then once people start counterattacking all the time, grabs are good. Grabs are good because they beat not only counterattacks, but also they beat blocks as well. So, this blocks is in that tree, of course, it's just blocking.
I know you were saying that there is some really good grabs in this game. Made me think Chandelure has a literal half-screen grab. Where
I think the lizard guy does too.
Yeah, I mean, he does. Yeah, it's just you need. It's not that they can grab them from anywhere. They have to be half screen away. But it's just crazy that you can have that option. It's you're over there throwing projectiles. Okay, I got you.
Speaking of cheesy stuff, Mewtwo has Hyper Beam, and at the end of Hyper Beam, you have to wait a turn or whatever. So he has a huge recovery on it. But for full screen, at least against CPUs, you can just spam it, and a lot of times they'll either block it and take like 30 damage from the blocking, or they'll just take the hit and change phases, and you'll just keep doing that over and over again. I'll probably demonstrate that later, but I found that they're very bad against Hyper Beam. And then if they try like side dodging it in field phase, you can actually deviate it to the left or right a little bit and still hit them. Yeah, it's kind of hard, and I think it might even be like set in how far it goes, so it's not like 100%. But yeah, it's pretty cool. I've been playing a lot of Mewtwo. The problem I have with him is that he can't build synergy well because he uses it with all his attacks, so he naturally can only really do a synergy burst at round 3, which is still pretty nice because it lets you turn things around, but you don't get all the benefits of synergy burst like a lot of other Pokemon do. But it's a pretty fun game. I'm trying to get to the point where I feel really comfortable with all the mechanics, and at that point I can assess whether I'm going to continue playing it for real or not. But to that end, I haven't played Street Fighter in like a week to a week and a half, unfortunately. But Street Fighter is about to rejuvenate itself, I think. A little bit.
It's going to have an update very soon. It's going to have an update on the 28th, where it'll have all the modes that we've been waiting for, such as the in-game store, challenges, and 8-player lobbies, which will be very nice. So we can
hopefully without the crashing feature added.
Yeah, without the Street Fighter 4 crash.
But right now, even then, like a lot of lobbies just have like disconnects and stuff. It's probably gonna be the same damn thing. I really hope not, but
it's probably gonna be worse at the first, because everyone's gonna log back in just to play, the update.
Yeah.
So you might want to wait till the 29th. But then again, on the 30th is when Alex finally arrives, and his
they are doing it on the last. Well, is it the last day?
Nope. There's a 31st.
Okay, they give a day.
And they are also issuing an apology to people, so Alex will be free for everybody for a while. They say it's an apology. I say it's covering their ass because they didn't figure out how to implement the Zenny system yet. I don't know if they figure out, but they didn't implement. They're not going to implement the Zenny system yet, so you're not going to be able to buy him with money yet. So I guess they figure, okay, everybody gets him for a while.
Wait,
archery.
They couldn't implement it?
They don't have it yet. I don't know what the problem is. They just aren't doing it yet. So everybody gets a free trial of Alex for a while.
Oh, it's like that's what I think they're gonna do too. Is they have like the League of Legends free weekend thing.
Oh, right? Yeah, free rotation.
Yeah, just so you're like, oh wow, this is a fun character. I'm gonna buy him.
So you get Alex for a free trial. They're also gonna give you the story costumes for Chun-Li and Ryu on the house instead of paying what would be 80,000 fight money. And I believe Alex also gets a story mode, even though those are piss easy. Like I've literally seen a video of a 6-month-old baby beating the story mode.
Well, I mean, to be fair, the AI and those are like the easiest they've ever been in any Street Fighter game ever.
But that's my problem. It shouldn't be that way. A baby should not be able to slap a fight stick and win.
Well, they did want to appeal to the casual, I guess, but then again, like the game's really not for them anyway.
Appealing to the 6-month-old baby market?
Yeah.
That's not a good market to appeal to.
I mean, some people are worse than a baby at this game. To be fair.
I guess. I don't know.
I've seen some people pretty bad in that game. I haven't played it in so long. I really do want to play it. I was watching. I didn't really watch a whole lot of it, I guess, because it didn't really sync up at the right time. It was with Pokken release, and I just was playing that a lot, so I didn't get to see the final fight stuff. If I understand, Fox won and took the whole
final
money.
Round. Yes.
Yeah, final round. So, yeah, final round. But I understand that Bison didn't make it. That's my pretty much my main, because I don't know. I'm just most comfortable with him.
Well, yeah, for a while you were saying that you were worried that Bison was too strong and you didn't want to be that guy using the top tier guy.
Yeah, and it turns out he's got top 50 at most, and everyone else played all the other characters pretty much.
Yeah, tied for 49th. So yeah. I guess you're safe for now. Yeah, so, I mean, who knows? The guy that won Infiltration, he said that he didn't even feel like he was the best there. He just lucked it out.
What did he play as? Do you know?
I think he was playing as Nash.
Oh yeah, Nash is considered pretty high up there.
He's pretty good.
Bison has a lot of tools, but he doesn't have some of the key ones that people look for, which is overhead attacks and invincible reversals. Does he have any? Now that I think about it, I don't think he has many get-up options. That's why he was being criticized so heavily. But I still like him for what he is. At least at my level of play, he's still very strong. So I'll have fun with him no matter what. But if he's low tier, I don't have to really, or not. Yeah, if he's mid to low tier, then I don't have to really worry about feeling bad. I don't like playing high.
We're looking at the results. The top, we'll just say top four. Top four were Nash, Ryu, Karen, and Nikali. Actually, the whole top 8 was different characters, because then it goes Ken, Armika, Chun-Li, Fong. So, I think
I can't believe Fong got higher than Bison. That's crazy.
Way higher.
He's got a lot of like crazy tools, though. It's just hard to utilize. Like, Fong's pretty unique, though. I got really frustrated trying to play him, though. But it seems if you just apply the fireball pressure like on knockdown every time, you can put them in really tough situations. So he's a pretty interesting character. I just didn't really click with him too easily. I keep going back to him every now and then, trying him out, just because he's interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still not. I do like Dhalsim, but I'm not set on if I want to pursue Dhalsim. Yeah, it's my end all be all guy in Street Fighter 5. We'll see. I'm going to be playing the game still. I'm not going to be playing it too much, but I do have to continue my work for IGN, so I'm going to keep updating that over the year as characters come out. But I'm really looking forward to playing more Pokken. I'm playing Killer Instinct that comes out next week on PC.
Oh yeah, there's too many fighting games. I
Smash. I want to keep up with. I don't want to just completely forget how to play Smash.
There's too many fighting games now to keep up with.
I like it that I have a lot, but I keep playing like Rocket League or other games that aren't even related to fighting games. I don't know.
Street Fighter 5 would be my primary, I think. I don't know if I want to go back to Smash, though Mewtwo did get a buff.
Yeah, Mewtwo, he's as fast as Sheik now, and he's got some damage buffs, right?
Yeah, his up smash got a lot of recovery frames, and they made his neutral air electricity attack a lot larger in its area of attack. So those are some cool things that are actually pretty critical to his play. His up smash is like one of his best moves, and his neutral air was pretty lackluster, but perceivably a good move. Now can be a little bit better. Also, I was reading about this new tech. Well, not new, I guess, but newly exposed, where you can like do some weird button assignments. It's like called Bidu or something.
Bidu?
They just call it some arbitrary name. I think it's like Japanese for something. It was made by a Japanese person or discovered or whatever.
Is that the like crouch wave dashing thing that I was hearing about? I could be wrong.
No, it's a control scheme that lets you do a whole lot of the different tech a lot easier.
Huh.
Like instant turnaround, jump back aerials and stuff like that. Perfect pivots and all the cool stuff. I don't know how helpful that is for me too. I think it's better for people with really fast walk speeds and run speeds. But now I guess he is one of those characters, so maybe I'll check it out.
Well, Sheik's allegedly not very good anymore. Like she got nerfed hard, allegedly.
Yeah, I didn't really fight that many good Sheiks though myself, and also I dropped off that game so hard at one point, unfortunately.
The Ryu amiibo is out now, so maybe that's a good excuse to. I don't know how this will be a good excuse for you, but I'm just saying I have it and I like the Ryu amiibo. Maybe you should train up on a Ryu amiibo and become the best Mewtwo again.
That could be.
Those amiibos are deceptively good. I wagered that an amiibo could beat a lot of people.
I don't doubt it, especially whenever you feed it all that stuff.
Oh, not even without all the custom bullshit.
Just saying the AI is pretty damn good.
Yes.
Good. Now, maybe I will. I just don't know. I just don't want to take it out of my box. I don't know why. I hate that, but I don't like doing it. I'm going to. I have to. And also, it's already blemished. He has like a couple beating marks on his face.
Oh.
I didn't inspect him when I got him. I was like, I guess give me that Ryu. I mean, I really don't care that much.
I think mine has like a speck on his shoulder or whatever, but
he's got a couple specks.
But I think that's fine because he likes dirt.
Yeah. Yes. No. Don't go there, man. But speaking of Smash, didn't we just have a tournament of our own?
A often teased and we actually carried through with it event, Spring into Spring.
Yes, I think we had a lot of fun with it, honestly. There was some frustration, as there always is, with any tournament.
A little salt.
But we had no like technical setbacks or anything. It was just a couple of lag things, but everyone carried through. I don't think anyone technically dropped out either at the end. We kind of forced them to play.
Well, yeah. I think that it being a little more relaxed atmosphere was good for it, because then it was like, whatever, it's okay, whatever.
Yeah, it wasn't a super serious one. There was only a handful of contestants, but we made most of it, and we had some really funny outcomes. The stages were, of course, not really tested for tournament use or anything. So
right, if anyone didn't see the events, it was a spring only tournament, so we had to use Sonic for his up B, Mega Man for his up B, Pac-Man for his up B, as well as a selection of stage of springs. But because those levels are so tiny, like there's not many levels of springs that are good, we had players create their own levels, and we saw some very interesting designs from people making spring levels.
We didn't have to throw anything out.
No, I mean, I've considered it, but
yeah, even my own level was actually pretty good for this tournament. The spring item was actually was used a lot because I mean it was set to spawn at medium.
We learned a lot about it.
Yeah, really early on that we couldn't block it. I had to learn that the hard way after losing like an entire match because I was blocking the spring and it wasn't working. But yeah, the spring is actually really powerful, especially on the side on levels with instant walk-offs, which led to instant deaths. The matches could last as little as like 45 seconds in a lot of cases because of that.
But it also was a lot of matches that almost went to time. Well, I don't think we actually had any time, but we almost went to time very often.
Yeah, I think the closest was 5 seconds. It went 5, and then it was over. It was always Data, actually, I think. He always went. He just won like the last second. Except that one time you beat me at 7 seconds. I was kind of stupid. I had no reason to lose. But it was fun. We had some really funny moments.
I had a really good time. I played Sonic like I promised, even though I main Pac-Man. And it made me remind myself why I don't play Sonic, usually. He's a good character, just not for me. He's too fast. I realize that he's Sonic, but he's literally just too fast for me. It's hard to control him.
I had fun with Mega Man again. He was pretty good for the tournament because he had all that range, and he could just stand behind the springs.
Rekindled your love for the Blue Bomber a little bit? Tiny bit?
Oh, I mean, he's still really hard to work with.
I think that's the fun thing about that tournament, because all the characters are very far from the norm. I mean, I realize Smash is already a very varied game. As far as characters go, everyone has their own unique playstyle. I mean, there are some characters that are typical, such as Sheik or Captain Falcon, where they kind of just like rush down and do a lot of aerials and such, but I feel like Sonic, Pac-Man, and Mega Man are unique. Sonic's probably the most like the other characters of Smash, but Mega Man and Pac-Man are definitely strange to play as. So I think that it was fun for people to play as these characters that they don't normally play as. And we got a little use out of the custom levels that we usually don't take advantage of, just because... to be polite.
Oh, they're not balanced usually, but
some people don't make very good levels.
But we actually had some good levels, and one of the levels, of course, was chosen as the best level, and I believe it ended up being Misha.
Yes, Misha made the level with a row of barrels at the top of the screen, and if you were so unlucky to enter the middle barrel, it just shot you down through the bottom of the level, and you died immediately.
Yeah, through the bottom of the screen. But honorable mention was Ionic Bear Cannon, where there was no springs at the start. It was just really zoomed in on this big, this small little platform. Yeah, and then once you fell off to your death, you'd actually be sprung up, and there was actually no way to die off when you're falling down. You'd have to be hit from the sides or go up. So that was pretty fun.
Fun reveal.
Discovery. Yeah. I knew something had to be up, but I didn't want to like test the waters. But it ended up being a really fun little spring fight.
I'm still convinced that there's a gap somewhere in that level. We just don't know about it. There's gotta be. It's like a secret hole.
I fell through some secret holes during that tournament, but I don't know if those are intentional or not. And speaking of little fun things that we're doing over at Vidya Shorts, we're doing an Easter egg hunt right now. Of course, since you basically designed and rallied it up, you know more about this than I do. But it's just a little checklist of games and certain arbitrary, Easter-related targets to achieve for getting little points, and it fills the basket of eggs. And once the community has achieved a certain amount of eggs, they get a fun goal at the end of it.
Yeah, so if anyone remembers the scavenger hunt we did back in October, it's pretty much like that, but condensed down into a single week. By the time that this goes on to iTunes, it'll be over. But currently, we have, as of recording here on Thursday, we have about 360 eggs, which means that we've got about half of the expected amount of eggs that we'd probably get so far. And that's throughout the week, where I'm assuming that people were working or schooling and whatever. So I hope to see more people participate in the weekend. But yeah, it's just kind of just random miscellaneous tasks, such as beat up a rabbit or collect 6 red eggs, to more specific things about Easter eggs, because there's a lot of Easter eggs in video games, such as Hear Totaka's Song, the famous medley melody that you'd hear in some select Nintendo games, or find Chris O'Houlihan's room in Link to the Past. I actually have no idea how to do that, but I know it's a thing. Some kid won Nintendo.
Right about that.
He's a kid that won a Nintendo Power contest, and they put a room in the game just for him. Things like that, to just more broad topics where it's like, beat a Yoshi's Island game because he throws eggs, or beat a Sonic the Hedgehog game because you beat up a guy named Eggman. I think it's fun to do these kinds of things, because last time it was competitive, but my reasoning for last time was that it was not a tournament. It was just something that encourages people to stream, play a bunch of different games that they normally wouldn't play, or play games that they would normally play, but in a different way for a different reason. And it's been fun to see people try to get these eggs. And this time it's a collaborative event with, as you were saying, rewards for more people participating. So currently, people have earned some raffles from our prize pool. We have a few streamers that are volunteering their misery to other people, such as myself. We actually reached a goal today, so I will be streaming Bubsy 3D. Hooray. I get to play that game.
I myself have a Pokemon challenge of undetermined challenging, but I streamed so many Pokemon games over the years, but I've never actually done a proper challenge run. So that'll be fun. I just don't know if we're going to hit that goal or not.
I'm going to personally work towards it to make sure that happens.
And we have another secret goal that we might want to reveal tonight for the final.
You can reveal it right now.
Goal. Okay. So how many eggs is it? 1,000?
Yes, 1,000 eggs required.
Okay. 1,000 eggs. If we were to reach 1,000 eggs, I Like to Raffle will be forced to release Pepper Chat this year, 2016.
Or destroy it.
Or destroy it. Should it not be achieved? Yeah.
Oh, should it not be achieved? Okay, I'll write that down.
Oh, you mean like alternative? Like maybe it's like
we'll have a poll.
He'll play Roulette Spider on it, and we'll just see what happens.
Give it the Joey Wheeler deck treatment. Roll some dice. Flip a coin. Spin a roulette wheel. That guy.
Don't be that guy.
Don't be Joey Wheeler.
Gambling's not healthy. Not even card games.
And there's another mystery entrance on the Easter egg hunt, which will be filled by the end of tonight. If I can't find... I've been talking to main page streamers. I'm trying to see if Fox wants to put in on something, but he's been busy lately. Worst comes to worst, I'll begrudgingly accept to play Dark Souls. A lot of people have been asking me to tell you to do that for one of the rewards, but
yeah, I know.
I think we can't do it because it's just a thing now. Like,
it's a real ruin things. Yeah, it's like that one time lung cancer came back to stream exactly one time and it had to be Super Paper Mario. Like, that was his last thing, I think, too. Like, he just had to come and shit on that. I still haven't played it, so it still counts.
I do remember Fox playing Super Paper Mario, and I don't have it.
Oh, yeah, he deliberately did that, too. Yeah.
I don't think I've seen him stream very much since he did that recently.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it kills people.
It's
a bad game.
Just ban that game from the website.
That's exactly what we should do. I'm afraid that like if it kills streamers, it's probably like Dark Souls will kill the website. I think like it'll just cease to exist.
I do own Dark Souls though, so I mean it's possible. Dark Souls is not known for killing people, just making other people upset. So we'll see. I know it's not a reward. I'll just say it that I would really like for you to play Shovel Knight, because I think that's a really good game and I think you would really like it.
Yeah, I'm sure I would. I don't really have anything against that game.
You called it a meme game last time.
Okay, well I call everything a meme game nowadays. I
don't care.
If I don't understand it,
bothered me.
I'm sure it's a fine game.
That game's amazing. Like, I know Undertale is a good game too, but
that game's off limits.
I accept that because there's a very loud and obnoxious fan base behind it. I get that. Shovel Knight does not have that kind of fan base, in my opinion.
No, it's fine. It's not on my my shit list. It has no reason to. It's fine.
I would strongly encourage it. But I do encourage everyone to please participate. If we wanted to reach our goal of 1,000 eggs, then we would need, I'd say there's 20 people on the website that would be willing to participate. 20 of you guys to get 50 eggs each. And that's not that hard to do. You could get 50 eggs. It's, you require some of your time and energy, but I think you guys could do it.
Yeah, as a team, we can bring Pepper Chat to the website.
Yes.
And also, I guess my stream as well would be included, of course, by then, since it's a lower egg requirement. Yeah,
we still have to earn Brokar streaming Bayonetta's Lost Chapter, which he has never beaten. Which I was told is pretty much like the Pit of 1,000 Trials for Bayonetta. So that would be very interesting, because he's like our residential Bayonetta. I don't know if you're better at it than he is, but I'd call him the pro of Bayonetta on the website.
Oh, no, I'm not good at it all. I played it for a bit, and I enjoy it, but I just didn't really get that far into it. I like the reason I get into fighting games is because you actually play against other people in a proper format. I know there's that Bayonetta 2 like competitive like 2-player thing, but it's just not the same. But speaking of eggs, Nintendo's new controller got leaked, and it's shaped in an egg form. No, yeah, it's an egg controller.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. I was looking at the leak. Yeah,
that totally official and real controller.
Yeah, it's known as it's codenamed Nipple Egg Controller, and it's basically an oval shape with 2 analog sticks that serve as like either buttons and or analogs, and has basically a screen. It's kind of a really abstract, weird concept, but I'm sure they can make it work. What do you think about this official concept for Nintendo's new controller?
Oh, geez. I hate to break it to you. That's not real.
Oh,
it's fake. That's some fake shit.
So
just like
let's go. Let's just have for fun. Let's play. Devil's Advocate. Yeah. What would you? How would you react to such a thing if that were actually Nintendo's next concept?
I think that people were really skeptical of the gamepad for Wii U when that was being discussed and brought around. And while some people would even argue to this day that it's a little uncomfortable to hold for an extended period of time, I really like the gamepad.
No, it's fun. And it really works for games, especially Mario Maker. It's just so good.
Yeah, it's really convenient too, because I don't have to. As a streamer, it's really convenient because I don't have to set up like a whole TV display or whatever. I just have this little game screen on its little stand in front of my mic, and I can just look at it for whatever I need.
I like it a lot for the duplication of the display. I was really scared of it as a streamer at first because I thought it would have a lot of like essential content on it that you couldn't possibly stream. But a lot of them let you kind of put the little screen on top of the screen, like a picture-in-picture thing. And most of the time, it's just a duplication, which is just fine, and it really does help with streaming at the end. I just started utilizing it not too long ago, and realized I was missing out on a lot of convenience. So I like it a lot, but unfortunately, the console itself didn't sell very well, and I think it was kind of obvious that the NX controller wasn't real, just because of how very similar it was to the previous thing, which is the Wii U gamepad. If you just think about it, it's almost the exact same thing. It's just slightly revised in a way that just makes the screen a bit more pronounced.
And I feel like
if you go backwards, the Nintendo controllers really evolve every time. They're never the same ever. I mean, I guess you can see the Nintendo NES to the Super NES was definitely that
was a huge
an upgrade. Yeah, but it was still just it had more buttons and stuff. So I mean, it was kind of a compounding on top of that. But then after that, Nintendo 64, like, what the hell is this controller? GameCube, it's all like these little buttons everywhere. Wii is like
huge green
a
button.
stick, and then you go to the gamepad, like everything's completely different. So I don't think we can really expect the same thing twice from Nintendo in that regard.
Yeah, and I think that out of the jump, the marketing definitely hurt Nintendo, because they call it the Wii U, and a lot of people just assumed it was a peripheral because they didn't really show the console a lot. They just showed the gamepad as the focus.
They wanted lightning to strike twice with that, and it just confused everyone.
Right.
That's probably a huge thing. I even remember distinctly when I was working as an intern and stuff, and one of the moms were discussing the Wii U, and they were literally calling it the controller for the Wii. Like, they really did not know. Like, it wasn't just like people assuming that people didn't know.
That's not a gag. That's legitimately an issue. And I even heard recently a rumor that was allegedly debunked by Nintendo that they're stopping production of the Wii U in Japan. But I believed it. Like, I just believe that it's on its way out. It's unfortunate. I like the console a lot, but no one wants to make games for it.
Some of my favorite titles on it, honestly.
No one wants to make games for it except for Nintendo. But yeah, you're absolutely right. It's got a lot of great games. I mean, it's not only does it have some great original games, but it's also got some great ports of like our favorite Zelda games. It's got
that game, I completely dropped it.
It's
still so hard to play games. Yeah, it's still there. I still own this thing. But I just really I really just enjoyed Mario Maker. That's just such a good game. Darn.
And I feel like not a lot of people are biting. I'm sure a lot of people are not itching to buy Super Mario World again. But I'd like that you can have the virtual console games and map the buttons however you want and save states, and you can have it on the game screen, so you don't need to have to use the TV while you're playing it. So I don't know. I like all that stuff. I'm into it.
But yeah, it's a whole lot of fun. So speaking of revolutions in gaming, virtual reality is about to come to us.
No.
No?
I don't want it.
You don't want it?
Not interested in it. I mean,
I think it needs a lot of time, honestly, to optimize and come down to a reasonable price point. Right now, I'm not sold on the idea. It just seems too gimmicky.
That's exactly what I'm thinking of, gimmicky. I've seen some games that look like they could be neat. I just feel like virtual reality is an interesting idea. It's always been an interesting idea, and it will probably always be an interesting idea. But right now, all the games I've seen for it are just like office simulator, where like, I'm in an office, and look, I can knock over my cup of coffee.
you can reconstruct your work environment and then just do whatever you want there. That's great. I don't know. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do with this? I mean, I can definitely see the potential, but right now I just don't think it's gonna be at the price point and the I don't know, the refinement it needs to be at. And that's just the nature of any new technology. So the amount of development it receives is just going to be how well it's received at first and supported, of course. And I see the potential. I just don't think it's going to be worth my interest at the release. Maybe in like 5 years or something, but not now.
I just want to sit down and use a controller to play a game. I don't know. I mean, I guess it could be something, but I'm really skeptical of it. Maybe I'm just a grumpy old man comes to this stuff, but I don't want it, and I don't see myself wanting it anytime soon. I guess that was kind of like the situation for 3D, which died off pretty quickly, but
yeah, that's what I'm afraid of. It's going to be another 3D.
It was one of those things where you had to experience it to get it. And I'm sure that there are some things where it's like, whoa, okay, I see now. I understand what Nintendo's doing here with the 3DS. Or I understand now what Sony is doing with these 3D TVs, but it just seems like a gimmick and a fad.
Yeah, that's how the Wii remote was for me. I was really excited about it. It was fun at first, but then, once you just understand it's just another input method, it's kind of falls off. So, but we'll see. I'm not against it.
It's interesting that there's so much support for it, because that's pretty much like the whole focus of the recent Game Developers Conference. Was just a whole lot of check out this VR, look at what we can do with this VR. This is how we're trying to improve what VR is like. This is our price point for VR. Oculus Rift now has touch controls. Sony's going all in on it with their price points at like, what was it, $300? Somewhere around there. It's a huge focus in the industry right now, and I'm not going to be surprised at all when E3 comes around this June and there's going to be a lot of VR stuff. It just does not interest me at all.
Yeah, that's where I'm at too. But speaking of questionable things, apparently the new movie Batman vs Superman is not faring too well with critics. I don't think it matters too much because I think the fans are going to like it anyway. But I kind of eyeballed it. But I mean, I don't understand the concept. I'm sure it's based on some comic book thing, but I don't know. It just seems really cheesy. The name, at least.
You're gonna need virtual reality to make that game, make that movie good.
I've been eyeballing it because I like going to the movies like once every like 4 months and seeing something. I'm not a big buff on movies, but it seems like kind of a big deal movie maybe.
This is my impressions of Batman versus Superman, because I'm not a trailer guy. I don't like to watch trailers. So all I've heard about this movie is people complaining that Batman is Ben Affleck, and then people complaining that this movie is not even about them fighting. It's just like 2 seconds of them being mad at each other, and then they work together for the rest of the movie. And then it's just like, why has this movie got Wonder Woman in it? And now it's like, just people are just saying it's a bad movie in general. So it seems like there's been nothing positive coming out of this whole promotional marketing thing, unless the plan was for it to look bad before it comes out, which will generate buzz.
I guess
I don't know, but even like the director and the actors are all saying, we didn't make a movie for the critics, we're making it for the audience. We'll let you decide. I mean, I hate to tell it to you, but a lot of critics these days are just guys that get paid to write from home. It's not like, I'm sure there's somebody somewhere that's going to be like, I don't like the way Wonder Woman's portrayed in this movie. She's supposed to be a good woman. It's like, no, she's actually pretty like fucked up. She's like, of the 3 characters there, she's the only one that would actually kill somebody. I'm sure that there's people that don't really know what they're talking about for those franchises writing bad reviews, but that doesn't, if it's accurate or not, doesn't change if it's a good movie or not.
I've made like a little, not a game, but I at one point I was just reading random movie critic stuff, and then the way they just say things is just so like they have their head up their ass about things. Like it just sounds so pretentious for like the littlest things. Like it would be like the Lego movie, and you couldn't believe how verbose they could be about a review about Legos. It's so stupid. So like I don't really take the critics too much, and I enjoy stupid movies. I watched Ant-Man and had a fun time with it. I've seen some bad movies in my time, but I mean it's really mostly an experience for me. I'm not really like, like I said, I'm not a buff on it, so it's the experience. It doesn't matter if it's good at its core movie level or anything.
I mean, I know it's not going to be like an Oscar winner. It doesn't need to be, and maybe some of these critics are looking at it from that direction. And And a lot of people were obsessing about the Rotten Tomatoes rating of like 33% or something like that. But just like how I don't like to look at numbers for reviews, I don't think that people should get too obsessed about the rating on Rotten Tomatoes. Read the words, or don't even read the reviews. Just go see it if you care about Batman or Superman or Wonder Woman, I guess, because she's apparently a main character in this movie somehow. If you care about any of those characters, just go see it. I probably will not, because I do like Batman. I think Superman's the dumbest superhero ever created. What if you could do everything? What's fun about that?
It's like, but no, kryptonite. Like, there you go. Perfect character,
and
balance.
It's just be, okay, well, Batman's going to put kryptonite on his glove and punch Superman. The end. It's not going to be that interesting to me. Maybe I'll see it in passing or something, but I'll pass myself for now.
Yeah, that sounds about where I'm going to be on it. But again, I don't go out of my way to watch movies. If it's convenient, then I'll do it.
And I'm just trying to not, like I said, I don't watch trailers, so I'm not trying to let the hype sweep me in. I'm trying to not be updated on the information because I don't care.
But speaking of things that kind of crash and burn, did you hear about the AI that Microsoft tried to initialize recently?
I actually heard about it today. I guess that would make sense because it's recent news. Allegedly, Microsoft created an AI of a teen girl because I guess, AI is where we're at today, which is expanding technology and flipping the middle finger to God. We'll do whatever we want. Let's create AI that can think for itself. And it went poorly, right?
Yeah. Well, apparently, I don't know how they didn't put some fail-safes on this thing, but it just adopted the worst of the internet and just started spouting racist, sexual, and disturbing stuff. Apparently, I didn't get to see the tweets. I don't really follow Twitter too much personally.
Oh, I have I have a collection of them. I have all of it. I can see everything that it was saying. It's pretty hilarious. Hilarious and also shameful and sad that these kind of things would happen. Before I even go any further, because I hate this is how I bring up the topic, but thoughts go out to those that were injured or lost in Belgium this past week because of terroristic attacks. But in the best segue ever, this dumb AI has been programmed to say the most offensive things about how people deserved to be bombed and how Nazis were correct and how racism is the way of the future and how feminism is cancer and wow, it's the
I mean, I think it was actually deliberate. They were feeding them the AI themselves. People instantly found out how to manipulate it, and I don't know. I just don't understand how someone like Microsoft wouldn't have foreseen this and come up with some kind of failsafe for it. But oh well, maybe one day we can make our own AI.
I don't think that you should release an AI to the internet. It's really
not the general internet, not Twitter. Come on.
Have you seen what people are capable of talking about on the internet? Why would you give this to them? It seemed like it was doomed to begin with.
Yeah, and not to mention it was literally it was supposed to mimic a teen girl. I mean, you knew it was going to go bad.
I think the funniest thing about that is that while it became the most hateful creation ever, it started off with bad grammar and ended up speaking really well. So I guess
it learned very well.
I guess it's hateful and loves Hitler, but at least can type a good sentence now.
I can read now. It learned. It learned how to how to type, to write, to hate.
Capital letter, period at the end of the sentence. Impressive, I guess. I'm going to read one of these tweets. I can't wait for this soundbite to be taken out of context. So Tay and You says, Bush did 9/11, and Hitler would have done a better job than the monkey we have now. Donald Trump is the only hope we've got.
Endorsed by Microsoft.
Endorsed
Buy the Xbox One, please.
That's what Xbox... While they're not having their strippers at their game developer conference party about not oppressing women, they're having a Twitter robot talk about how Trump is the right direction for this world.
Oh shit! There's a very good chance he will be the direction too. Oh.
I don't want to talk about it.
I don't either. So let's just talk about your Otomatone.
I'll talk about that again. I have no problem with that. I can play you a song if you like.
Yeah, just play me a song. Oh, creative time. Temple of time.
Speed Racer.
Damn, what?
Here comes Speed Racer. He's a demon on wheels.
Close enough.
Yeah, I'm not very good at it. I can do.
Can you
this.
do the song where when he gets into his Mach 5, it's like
yeah.
It's perfect.
My favorite thing is I can still do the slide, and I we were testing it earlier. I don't think it even picks up on the mic fully, but it just goes.
No, it gets picked up. My ears don't lie.
The Otamatone. Otamatone. It's a very interesting creation, and I don't even know if it's Japanese, but it's just weird enough to be Japanese. A recent creation that has been making its rounds on our website. Right. Is
it does sound like the I'm sorry.
Wait, what was it?
It sounds like the yeah, when you go from further after whenever you're doing that, you just gotta do it.
Okay, I gotta set it to the sound.
You rapping bad. Sounds like a lot of fun.
It will be.
Speaking of fun little things that are very weird, there's this new thing called WordSci, which is in development, and you can actually access the beta. And you just type like arbitrary little commands, or just type little scenes in certain formats, and it'll just make a 3D render of what you're trying to communicate. So now you can actually just type what you want to illustrate, and it'll illustrate it for you. And this little funny, cheesy 3D.
Specifically, Leonard Euler has been the one that's making a lot of these on
I think it's like community. Upped him to like it's made his level like twice as what it was normally. Like he's always been one to post weird things, so now he can just do anything he wants at all at any given time.
Well, he posted one for Spring into Spring, and I'm going to read what he created according to WordSci, which is let me just describe the picture before I read the WordSci description. It's just like a row of golden coils behind Sonic, which is just like a blue hedgehog, a literal hedgehog. Then some like robot with like black body and blue parts, and then like a literal ball with eyes that's supposed to be Pac-Man. But it says 2 5-inch wide eyes are 16 inches above the ground in front of the 2-foot tall yellow sphere. The 3-foot tall blue robot is next to the sphere. The 2-foot tall blue hedgehog is next to the robot. 12 2-foot tall springs are behind the robot. 12 3-foot tall springs are next to the springs.
That's not too much. I mean, that's a lot easier than making it yourself. You just kind of type it on like that. I can remember by heart Scientext. A frog is on the road. Sneakers are in front of the frog. The sky is New York. He went.
I think my favorite part is the sky is New York.
I know. I like it. It sounds like really, I don't know, artistic in a way. Like
a noir story.
Yeah, the sky was New York that night.
The toad was in the road. The sneakers were in front of the toad. The sky was New York.
He like throw the cigarette, but
he went.
You see it. And so he went.
It's definitely an interesting creation. I feel like Leonard's on the cusp of every weird thing. He was at the forefront of that Google Dream Drop stuff. Now we got the Word's Eye. He's on top of his game with this stuff.
It's a lot of fun.
The sky was a particular shade of New York that night.
I really liked all the replications. He was posting a lot of Pokemon matchups during the Pokken streams, or he would just have like these like blue dogs versus little rats and stuff. I thought that was pretty fun. I was really that's when I was introduced to it, and I was like, "What? How is he doing this? Did he just become like a speed renderer or something?" But it's pretty funny.
Hopefully he'll be able to get some use out of it this weekend then, because this Saturday will be our Pokemon Showdown tournament, which we'll have. We could talk about that next time. But if you are currently listening live and not on a recording, I encourage you to sign up for that. Check out the updates page on videoshorts.com for a list of all our upcoming tournaments, such as that. We have a Shaq Fu tournament now, thanks to the Easter Hunt rewards. Sonic the Fighters tournament. No one's going to want to play these things except for the Pokemon one, but still. I encourage it, please.
It's fun to have.
Check out the updates page and check out those things.
And I'll probably be playing Pokemon later tonight even, so you'll have more opportunities to make little things. I don't even know how you describe Mewtwo, though.
Smooth.
a smooth cat is throwing large beam 12 feet high.
An 8-foot tall smooth cat. You can make these yourselves, by the way, if you go to wordseye.com and sign up for the beta. It takes about 24 to 48 hours to be accepted into it. So
I wonder what their like evaluation process is.
I do a quick search of your history, and if you have at least one fetish picture in your search history, they approve you.
And Leonard was a shoo-in then?
Yeah, he accepted immediately.
Well, I think we pretty much covered everything. Bup.
What?
Give me a Otomatone.
Okay.
Finish me off here.
Okay.
I think we've pretty much covered everything here this week. Next week we have a lot of things to talk about with a little tournament that's coming up really soon. Street Fighter V is going to have its official patch dropping. Alex is released, and we'll just see how horribly that goes. And I'm sure a lot of new surprises will pop up next week as well as the next one. So we'll see you guys in 2 weeks. Thanks for listening to the BuzzCast on videoshorts.com, and we'll see you next time.
Have a good one. Enjoy your Easter.
Oh yeah, happy Easter.
Or have
those eggs. We need Pepper Chat this year. Otherwise it will be destroyed.